There's my big giant head. Hi, boys and girls. It's your old pal Big Ed Mustafa. Welcome to another Adventures After Dark. This is Lotro Stream, and it's nice to know that in this crazy, chaotic world in which we live, some things you can just count on. The sun rises in the east, taxes go up, and your old pal Big Ed is always here on Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'm excited to be here. I've had a good week. I hope y'all have had a good week. All things considered, hunker down with somebody you're fond of and enjoy some time at home. We could all use a little bit of de-stressing, and hopefully you and yours are healthy and riding out the storm. Tonight, I logged on to Crick Hollow. I believe I'm going to play my Lore Master. I wanted to mix things up a little bit. Big Ed Mustafa, my guardian on Crick Hollow, has a bunch of North Athelian and Host of the West, or Camp of the Host quests to do. Herbalist stuff. He needs scrolls. He needs Anvil of Starlit Crystals. A little tired of that grind. At least don't want to stream it. I can do it while I'm watching TV on my other monitor or something. Likewise, I took Galadriel out. I was thinking, okay, we can finally push out. I haven't played her for a while. I'm done with Mordor. And I found North Mirkwood to be unpleasant to travel in. I'll just leave it at that. Just was not enjoying that experience either. So we're going to do something more fun. I'm going to play a character that I haven't dusted off in a while. Loriana is a lore master. She's 60th level. I think she's transitioning from Moria to Lothlorien, if I remember correctly. So we'll see what we can get going. Uranus checking in, says hello, Uranus. Woohoo, more Crick streaming, you betcha. I am on Crick Hollow again. So welcome you guys. Got a chance to say hi to Druid's Fire earlier today. She's done plenty of Lotro streaming herself, and always glad to have her popping by. For those of you who are curious, I have talked to Zinger. Everything's fine with him. He was having a little bit of laptop trouble and had kind of burned himself out a bit playing late on Friday nights with me. Thought he was staying up too late, and frankly, hanging out with me, the thrill is gone. What can I say? But I'm glad you guys are here. We'll let Zinger enjoy his time away. If he wants to come back and play, always glad to have him. And if not, then we'll keep having fun without him as best we can. But he always does make for a lively stream conversation. Yeah, so here we are. Let's get the game music turned on. Should be about right. And I think Loriana is in Breetown. She's probably been doing some crafting. Also, Spring Festival started, so I'm pretty excited about that. Tonight's snack, I have Cheez-It Snapped, Monterey Jack Jalapeno. They are terrific. If you've not had these are extremely light and extremely crisp. Quite tasty, but you're going to want something cool and refreshing and delicious to go with them. I highly recommend delicious Coke Zero. Not an official sponsor. Still working on that deal. But I can't get Coca-Cola to acknowledge my existence or return phone calls or mail me big fat checks. Fortunately for them, I like their product enough that I'm just paying to drink it. So what can I say? But without further ado, let's see what kind of mischief we can get into with Loriana. No pending mail. That's a refreshing change. Minor potion of morale, 20 virtue points. No. Oh, look at all that stuff. Wow. Okay. I've been mailing her stuff left and right. We're going to have to get right into inventory management, aren't we? That's okay. Inventory management's fun. Let's see if we got anything we can put in the vault, maybe. Are you carrying any ore? She shouldn't be, and I don't think she is. She has lots of legendary items. She can celebrate spring. We can't finish that because I need backspace. Let's see what we can put away. Hides. Barks, maybe. Nope. 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 This is what happens when you let your bags go all to heck. Don't be like me, boys and girls. Keep your bags straight. I'm in full meltdown inventory crisis right now.
Hello there.
That's why it's fun to dust off one of these characters once in a while and just do something you haven't done in a good long time. Hopefully everybody's gotten a chance to play Lore Master before. If you haven't, they're a hoot. They control the elements. They can use fire and lightning on opponents. They can summon pets, and their pets will fight for them. The pets have their own special abilities. I do not need that zircon. See if we have anything that is gorgeous on us. In fact, I will search for the term gorgeous. The reason I'm doing that, anything that is gorgeous is not a task item. You can sell it immediately. I do not have anything gorgeous. So that's a whole thing. Well, we want to be a good adventurer. So let's head to the housing area. And we'll go visit the task item turn-in board. Oh, there's my virtue bump. I now have a pack slot. That is exciting. She also does not appear to have any fish with her. It's interesting. I've been playing a shooter game pretty regularly, and if I haven't played Lotro in a couple of days, it messes up my... You'd think as much as I've played Lotro, that I would not have any trouble reverting back skill-wise. And yet I am. Takes me just a minute to get my bearings. So we're going to turn in a bunch of task items. Looks like they're going to be level 50 to 59. Which will be here. And it'll be the leftmost box. So, first thing up on the hit parade is tapered carapaces. See who takes tapered carapaces. Tapered carapaces. Nobody. So those are level 59. They are useless. We'll make a note to sell those. Next up. Vile Filth. Why would you not be carrying Vile Filth around with you? Vile Filth. Also useless. Explains why I've got so much of it in my pack. I need to sell that. Nasty filth. Nasty goo. Not a thing. Very disappointed. Jagged carapaces. Got lots of those. Jagged carapaces. Of course, the task items I have plenty of because they can't be turned in. Elegant sword sheaths. There's a winner. So I had 19, now I'm down to 9. Elegant scales. It took me from 44 to 4. Spotted skins shouldn't be a problem. It's mostly guard rep I was getting. I'll turn some stuff in for the miners. Guards, miners. I'm pretty sure I maxed out rep-wise with both, so shouldn't much matter. Task item limit reached. Puppet Box checking in. Hello, Puppet Box. Druid's Fire says, so Ed, here's the big question. Have you already bought all of the quest packs or X packs for your account? I have not. Since I haven't pushed out into the Vale of Anduin or Minas Morgul yet, I have not yet bought those. I think I have everything else. But if there's a specific one you want me to check on, I'd be happy to look. I've got the points. It's just if I wait to buy them, they might be on sale before I need them. So
how can I be
no reason to purchase them prematurely.
Hello, friend.
But I basically have everything unlocked that I need. No, you can play them now until April 30th for free. Oh, okay. Cool. Open to everyone. Read more here. Thank you for flagging that, Druid's Fire. Okay, what was I going to sell? Vile goo, tapered claws, tattered carapaces I know I don't need. We'll sell that one stupid tapered claw too. What we got? Vile filth. Vile filth, vile goo, both gone. What else we got? Jagged carapaces. There is a plugin you can get to manage this. If I were a smart man, I would use that plugin. But I've got to be me. Managing plugins is just one more bit of overhead I don't really need. Spotted fur, spotted skin. I think I can sell off the spotted fur. In fact, I am sure enough I'm going to go ahead and do that. Because again, that's why I've got so much spotted fur. But I did turn in spotted skin, so I'll hang on to that temporarily. And the rest of the stuff I don't know about. But most importantly, I've got more pack space than I normally have, so we're good to go there. So we've eaten on camera, done task item turn-ins, managed inventory. Is it too much to hope for? Is Big Ed really going to craft? We've got Bree, Estelden, Rivendell, the 21st Hall, Ostgaruth, and it looks like I need to be headed back to Moria anyway, so let's go there. Now I do have just a little bit of a dry cough. It's very, very mild. The reason is we went from high 50s, mid 60s and sunny to pouring rain the last couple days to snow last night, and today temperatures were in the mid 20s with a north wind blowing at 30 miles an hour. So to say that my sinuses have been bouncing around like a medicine ball would be a mild understatement. So not to be concerned. Your old pal Big Ed is feeling fit as a fiddle, does not have a fever, does not have a significant cough, just a little bit of head congestion. It's just seasonal allergy type stuff, mostly due to the extreme shifts in weather around here. As a lifelong Nebraskan, we actually are kind of used to that stuff. There's an old saying that if you don't like the weather, stick around, it'll change. So I need to return to the guy at the stone tree. I need to find the dwarf chambers. And I need to collect iron ingots and worm scales. Relic and Forge Master, I don't think I need for anything. I'm pretty sure I don't. Nothing needs reforged. That's interesting. I have a level 1 item that's maxed out at level 40. That's weird. Workbench. Godlike Epic checking in. Hello, Godlike Epic. Boy, I have a lot of crafting stuff to do. It's been kind of piling up on her. As Big Ed Mustafa has been working his way through the wastes in North Ithilien and now Mordor, he sends crafting items to all of the characters downstream. And so lots of things have piled up on Loriana. And we'll take care of that for right now. While we're doing that, let's see what we've got for cosmetic outfits. Her equipment outfit, which is lovely. The cape is a little plain looking, and that's probably why I have it hidden. I don't know I've got a whole lot else on her. She has 4 outfit slots. 4 is equipment, 3 is equipment, 2 is equipment. Okay, we do have a festival dress. And of course her equipment outfit, so... There are a couple of elf gowns out in Mirkwood that I like, and I'll probably outfit her with one of those. Although as much as I struggle with inventory management, the challenge is always finding storage slots for anything non-essential. The starter weapon from the Epic, which has no level requirement, will only level up to 40. Makes perfect sense. In fact, she's high enough level I can probably go ahead and trash that. That's her starter. It's level 40. Staff of Stroking. Sorry. Bad sense of humor there. Wingless Bane. Ranged weapon slot, universal toolkit. Lore Master's Book of the Third Age, level 36. Truly Adventures After Dark, exactly. I do have just a wee bit of a twisted sense of humor, so bear with me, y'all. Let's see. First of all, do I have anything in the hopper that's better? There's a level 2 Lore Master's Book. It's level... I don't know. Why don't I see the level on that? It's super weird. Item 3. Lore Master's Book, level 52. Item 4. Lore Master's Book, level 55. Lore Master's Book, level 52. Lore Master's Book, level 52. I have a lot of level 52 Lore Master's books. And then in my weapon collection, 62, 62, level 60. This would be a good item to get identified and equipped. On top of being my lore master, Loriana is also my woodworker on Crick Hollow. I believe she's my only woodworker on Crick Hollow, and in fact, I believe she's my only lore master that I have on any of the servers. Which is strange. I enjoy playing lore master. And I enjoy playing Runekeeper. I have only one of each across all the servers, and I don't play them that often. I don't know why. Druid's Fire, how is your week going? Is everything copacetic in your neck of the woods? With New York being the big epicenter for North America, I worry about my East Coast friends. I know I've been talking with SKDX Killer quite a bit. He lives in Rhode Island, and their whole state's been shut down for some time. They've really slowed the rate of new cases. So he's fairly optimistic they'll be able to ride things out. Mognug says, Ed, do any of your characters have actual open bag space? This is pretty good for one of my characters. All of my characters are usually part of a crafting tree where they all craft things for the other characters. And so they collect lots of stuff of lots of different levels. They normally have their bags full. And I like to keep duplicate recipes for single-use recipes. So on certain classes, that can be a real problem as well. Although in my later years, I've realized that expert, journeyman, and whatever the lowest rank is for crafting apprentice scrolls, even single-use ones, I don't really need to keep those. So I am getting smarter about it, even though I'm not a smart man. Druid's Fire says, I'm in Ohio, so it's okay so far. Most of the bad stuff is at the other end of the state in Cleveland. I spent way too long playing today. I didn't finish streaming until almost 9:15. Well, I am glad to hear it. You're east of me, but well away from New York, so I'm glad to hear it. There were some rumors that Ohio might get hit pretty bad. There's a factory in Ohio that is under Chinese ownership, and I forget what city. I want to say Scranton, but I might be imagining that. But one of the airports in Ohio had direct flights to Wuhan, China. And that part of Ohio was expected to get hit pretty hard. But if you're saying things are pretty good in Ohio, I am glad to hear it. I would also expect areas with major universities to have problems, but Lincoln, Nebraska, where the University of Nebraska is, has not been hit particularly hard. So, it's a good thing. What else we got here? Lots of leather. You know what I might do? We'll bulk process most of the leather. You and I don't want to sit here and do crafting for the rest of the night. But as you can see, it is helping with the bag cleanup. Scranton is in Pennsylvania. Okay, well, it's, you know. I've lived in Nebraska my entire life. I only know the 3 largest cities. Grand Island, Omaha, and Lincoln, and they're all in a row along I-80. In fact, the 3rd largest city in Nebraska on college football game day is actually Memorial Stadium. Memorial Stadium holds more fans than the entire population of Grand Island, which is the 3rd largest city when it's not a football Saturday. We are all highly amused by that bit of trivia. Cannablik says, yes, my buddy is one of the managers at that plant. He speaks fluent Chinese. Where exactly is it, since I pulled Scranton out of my butt and that's incorrect? So you're saying they like football. It's the only thing we have. And the basketball team went to hell in a handbasket. The baseball team hasn't been good for a long time. University of Nebraska used to be very well known for gymnastics, and I think that's faded over time. And the Huskers haven't been nationally competitive since 1997. In fact, the reason we were all excited to get Scott Frost back as our head coach is he was the last quarterback to win a national title as a player. That's how long it's been. And even he's finding it a tough row to hoe here in the Heartland. Creighton was having one of their best basketball seasons in history. They were literally at halftime during the Big East 10 tournament. They were the number 1 seed in the Big East, and the Big East canceled the rest of the basketball tournament while they were at halftime during their game. To say that was disappointing would be an understatement. I am a Creighton alum, in fact. All right. I'm going to call that good enough for crafting for now. I obviously have a lot more work to do in that area. But let's go over.
The House of Durin will live forever.
We're going to wreck that starter staff.
Welcome to Khazad-dûm.
Oh, I'm at the clicking on the
If it
wrong
were
dude.
not for the prospect of finding
Why don't I
Israel,
see it?
I would not have come here.
Cracked earth, tactical skills, direct damage, fire skills, critical damage. That sounds like a keeper. Okay. And oh, I need to identify that level 60 staff. Don't need Lotro store, thank you though.
The day of the dwarves is coming.
There it is. Let's identify that bad boy.
The House of Durin will live forever.
Burning Embers, Test of Will. Okay. That was exciting.
Dark things dwell now in Moria.
Get some legendary item action going here. So it's going straight to level 17. And let's see what we have for relics. Iron Setting of Will. Fortune, Dexterity, or Endurance. I would say Fortune's probably good. And what we got for Ruins? Deflection, Avoidance, Defense. Probably none of those are going to be that helpful for a lore master. That's okay. Okay. Mix that around a little bit. And we're good to go. Oh, it's by Dayton. Okay, thank you. Dragon Rider says, are you stomping shoes in Ithel? Fuya Glass Group in Moraine, Ohio. Thank you, Cannablick. Oh, the snack tonight, Mognug, is jalapeno Monterey Jack Cheez-It snaps. Very thin, very light, very crispy. Very yummy. So, there's lots of stuff I could be doing. Oh, before I get too far, that's a good point. Let's make sure. We've got blue line. And we're all good here. Will, fate, vitality, vitality, critical, finesse, and evade. Yeah. Okay, good enough. But if we go to the red line, well, I mean yellow line, we're going to need to equip some stuff. I already have honesty equipped. Pay attention, Ed. Morale, morale, morale. Innocence. And idealism for now. Good enough. But let's focus on wisdom. That's what we want to be earning. Okay. We'll summon a pet. I am fond of the lynx. And Toonces the driving cat will hide until I'm off my goat. We are rolling. Mandalay says, we missed you, Zed. I was here last week. I've only had the sour cream and onion ones, or the jalapeno better. Just a preference for flavors. I tend to like spicy cheesy, so I would prefer them to the sour cream and onion, but the crispness and texture should be very similar. Lots of Slayer deeds to do yet. And I guess while I'm at it, I can collect ilex wood. That's the one. So the Lynx has an ability where you can send him out cloaked, and he'll do a surprise attack like a burglar, and usually drop his target very quickly. There we go. Come on, Toonses. We are rolling now. Singer checking in. Twice the honesty, 2 times the man. Hello, Zinger. The ability to light your enemies on fire is an enviable one. Although, try not to do it in real life. There's another keeper. Let's send Toonces out for Revenge Bloody. Toonces kill. Oh crap, I just typed something. Now I gotta go wash my hands. Flamethrower works. It does. Just remember, Zinger, don't touch your own face or you'll die. Candleblack says, how about picking your nose? Hello, Edith Eldora. Picking your nose is always acceptable. Mandalay uses flamethrower on Zinger's keyboard. Dragon Rider says, I touch my face all the time, but then I live alone and no one has been here. Since you're not supposed to touch your own face, I've been having Mrs. Mustafa pick my nose for me. She doesn't mind.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls
Defeat
of Khazad-dûm.
enemies atop
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
Kadar Zarim. I think that's the dudes back here. There's even a troll. Or I'm mistaken. It'll be fun to figure out which. Let me know if you guys are happy with the audio. I'd like the game music to be listenable. There's some pretty good game music inside Moria. Mrs. M is doing well. Thank you, Zinger. Cannabluck says, Ed, I'm killing sickle flies and knicker breakers in the midwater marshes. Please entertain me. I will do my best. That's a tall order, though. I was out there with my friend on Tuesday night doing the same thing. He's got a burglar on Crick Hollow he wanted to level up. I was walking him through some quests. I got stunned. I don't think he plays Lotro much at all anymore, but if you ever got a chance to watch Andrew Allstars play his lore master, he was an expert at player versus monster player out in the moors. He could play a lore master competitively very well. Andrew is streaming and doing well. I think he's been playing a different MMO. Am I supposed to be collecting spears from their bodies? Oh, spear throwers in particular, okay. That's where the spears are going to come from. See, if Tootses gets a critical on his sneak attack, that starts out getting about half of the damage done. It's a happy thing. It's like having a four-legged burglar in your party. Yep, he respawned quick. Or he might be wandering. Oogie checking in. He says, totes adorbs. Mandalay says, if she's picking Ed's nose, poor lady cracked. Who can blame her? If you were married to me, you'd have cracked by now, too. Good job, Toonses. Oop, we've got a named goblin running through here. Singer says, I know Nioh 2 is out now, but he was a big fan of the first, so maybe that. The last time I saw him streaming, it was actually ESO. Fortune, dexterity, or endurance. We'll take fortune. Okay, terror underfoot complete. I'll say, how is this area all cleared out? There we go. Good job, Toonses. Thinks there should be something to click on near where that troll was. Alright, we'll go back and check it out. A riddle, perchance? I can just stand here and kill the troll over and over and over until I get Troll Slayer Advanced complete for Moria. As far as I know, he's the only landscape troll that's not in the Foundations of Stone. Ah, there is a coffer down here. And I'm in trouble. Instructions on the map. Talk to the dwarves. What else we got? There were two. Now there's only one. Well, let's get out of here before he respawns. Come on, Toonses. Sauron Kill Cloud. Yes, there is. Chocolate chip mint ice cream is there. Can't remember the last time I had ice cream. That's one of my faves, but I've been trying to be well behaved. Where do I get this on stream or something? Yeah, Steam has it. You can go to lotro.com also. The game is free to play. They do have a subscription option for VIP players. It's inexpensive and money well spent, but I am a freemium player who's never spent $1 of my own money on this game. I've got all of the content unlocked, all of the expansions, well, except for the content I haven't bought yet, but you do not have to pay to play or pay to win.
These halls will be great once more.
A tribute of light.
We have little time to speak.
Use
Great
the
events
summoning
have been set in
horn.
motion.
An old wholesome
We have
order.
seen naught of Durian's bane.
Find the
Be
source of the
wary
order.
your journey into
Odor.
Moria.
The odor. Alright, we'll start these later. I want to go do some of the stuff in the upper areas. Edith Eldora says, and at the moment, all the quest content is free to everyone until April 30th. It's probably causing a spike in population, I'd presume. Plus 20% mount speed for free. Are there any cool NPCs from the movies or lore in the game? Yeah, you get to interact with them regularly. Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas, Frodo, Samwise, Pippin, Merry, even Grima Wormtongue is here. Legolas, Gimli. The game storyline intertwines with the book and movie storyline, and at times you'll help out with little bits and pieces of the main storyline, and at other times you'll be working on things that are, that's a good word for it, adjacent, shall we say, to the main storyline. One of the strengths of the game is the quality of the writing with some of the original storyline pieces. It's quite good, actually. Okay, I know where I'm at now. Took a wrong turn. I walked into this hallway and I'm like, wait, where am I going? And now I remember. Yes. That was an important part of the book, Zinger. Hi, Mrs. Mustafa. Did you want to say hi to everybody? She doesn't even want to say hi to me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm pretty sure she's sick of looking at me. Edith Eldora says, hi, Mrs. M. Zinger asked about you earlier, too.
Ola's.
Yeah, I told you guys she's been picking my nose for me so I don't have to touch my own face.
Corona, don't touch your nose, eyes, or mouth.
I don't know, with as much ground glass as you put in my food, I really don't feel like Corona is my biggest concern right now.
Are you hungry?
I could eat. What do you got in mind?
I can do a soup.
Chicken nachos with handmade guacamole.
Nope.
Beef Wellington.
Nope.
Couple of PB&Js.
That I might be able to do.
I was bragging to Uger about all the excellent cooking you did earlier today.
Huh? I cooked.
I know.
You survived.
Barely. Singer says soups are best for hiding poison, honey. Edith Aldora says ground glass and fish hooks. Mrs., who cares about Ed? Nobody cares about me. Yeah, I would go on record as saying player versus monster player is not the game's greatest strength. Steak and mashed taters, that would have been good. Singer is brilliant, yes. Mandalay enjoys PvP. It's more of a weakness at the moment. I very much enjoy PvP, just not in Lotro. Although if the development team ever gets around to rebalancing PvMP, I would be more than willing to go back out to the moors and take a look at it. Uger and I even streamed a little bit of PvMP content last year. It was so dead out in the moors, I just got bored and didn't want to do it anymore. It's like we were doing orc dailies out in the Etten moors. Turn in hobbit's feet, turn in dwarf beards, turn in elf ears. It was like, okay, I'm bored with this. Collect slug meat. You couldn't find any freeps to fight, so it was like, what's the point? I wonder who I need to talk to now that I'm back here. Everybody's lit up. That makes it a little tougher. Who do I need to talk to? So many rings.
can I do for you?
Oh, here we go.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs
Collect a
from our
flimsy
kingdom.
torch from Pashnar. That's annoying. Source of the odor. Flimsy torch. Ingots and worm scales. Alright. Let's see if we can catch a ride up to...
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of
Is it the
Khazad-dûm.
Dolven View? We ride for the Dolven View. Uger says, surprisingly, it's making a comeback. PvMP on Landerville is popping. Really? They might have better luck turning the shrews into playable characters for shrew stomping for PvP's sake. Oh, that's exciting. I'm glad to hear PvP is making a comeback. I don't dislike it, I just haven't had very good experiences with it. Your mileage may vary. I see what you did there, Zinger. What do you think once it does, Zinger, that Uger could be a legend? Joke's on you. I can't leave my room already. You can't fault him for listening to your commands, Druid's Fire. I am officially out of snapped Cheez-Its. Thank you, Pookie.
Uh-huh.
PB&J on whole wheat. Ooh, she even gave me the crusts. AKA the heels. That's a term I haven't heard in a long time. I think my grandma used to call it the heel. I am a fan of crust on my bread. I like it a bit chewy. Jimmy John's gets a nice chew to their baguette-style bread. And I don't know if everybody has a Potbelly sandwich chain near them. They get a really nice chew on their multigrain in particular. I'm a big fan of the rack at Potbelly. Jimmy John's, I like the Hunter Club, the Italian Night Club. I used to be able to eat the Gargantuan, now it would probably kill me. It hasn't even crossed my mind to order a Gargantuan in quite some time. Although, part of the problem is we were doing a customer migration at work a few years ago, quite a few years ago now, and I had to go in almost every Saturday and help move file servers that were coming in from an out-of-town shipment. We'd have to stand them up and power and cable them and get them turned over all on the day they arrived. And they'd ship them out Friday afternoon, and we'd have to have them ready to be available Monday morning. So our project managers would order Jimmy John's for us for lunch every Saturday, because of course they delivered. This was before Grubhub and DoorDash and everything came along. So isn't that I dislike Jimmy John's, but I associate them with having to work on sucky Saturdays. So it's like, no Jimmy John's. They do have good sandwiches and good food, though. Do like their oatmeal cookies. I know I just rode here. There's some stuff I'm looking for. Chamber of Deep Thought. That's a big drop. Make sure you look before you take that first step if you're walking through Moria. There's an old strong box in the Chamber of Knowledge. Script is still legible. Zinger said, oh wait, she said Zinger. Uger's just so used to being in trouble he thought he was being called out. I think you're okay for now, Uger. Who the heck is Toonces? Toonces didn't know that Overseer was grayed out to me. Dragon Rider says, what else would you call it besides heel or crust? I don't know. The end? This sounds like you need to do a Jimmy John's mukbang stream. Yeah, you guys can just hang out and watch me eat a whole gargantuan. That would be a big hit with the Koreans. I thinking might be jumping the gun. I don't think I need to go here yet. Toons has leveled me up. Good job, Toonses. Where you at, cat? I'm just getting in more fights. And there's Toonses. Toonses is wrecking these poor goblins. Alright, I don't think this is one of the 3 chambers I need to be at yet. Yep. Go, Toonses. Leveling is very exciting. Don't think I'm going that way. Remember, Uger, there is falling damage in Lotro. That's a thing. Twisted my ankle. Toonses is going to kill them all. It might be the angriest cat in all of Middle-earth. D's checking in, 1969. I am indeed in Moria. Welcome. Either Toonses met his match, or I simply walked too far away while he was fighting. We will resummon Toonses and keep moving. Been a while since I was there, and wow, quite chat. Ogre says, you make a good point. Used to the other game already, and I jumped down and died. Alright. Fell a lot here, lots of fall deaths, yes. Moria was famous for that. There we go. Toonces kill. The Chamber of Wisdom. I am playing on Crick Hollow tonight. I am on my Lore Master. She just hit 61st level. Good guess, Uger, but you thought wrong. Where am I going? Here we go. Boy, sometimes it's like, boy, there's no way I can get lost in here. Then there's other times it's like, wait, where did I go? Am I in a kin? I don't know that I am. It's a good thing there's no door on the Chamber of Wisdom. You may have never figured out how to get in there. Just like the other game, you just press the E button. Oh, I don't need to be in here. I took a wrong turn. I'm not a smart man. In fact, I feel like I need to be down there. Maybe that's not right either. Maybe I come up here and then hang a Louie. Whoop. Ooh. I follow these glowing sticks past the orc camp. Ginger says lost in Moria. Oh yeah, I remember spending months spinning around in circles in here. Bring the historical documents to Bosi. Chamber of the Crossroads. Edith Eldora says, Moria is where I learned that black spots in the road could be holes. It is nice that Lotro is always here waiting for you when you're ready to come back. Exploring Moria was fun back in the day. Then Rohan came out, then Gondor, then Mordor. Misread the beacon as bacon. Debating. Hold on, checking my account. Which tunes I have on Krikalo. Not even sure what level my main is. Bacon. Relic Master. Stable Master.
May Durin
We
return
ride for the
soon to
Chamber
his
of
halls.
Crossroads. Started playing when Rohan dropped. It was Riders of Rohan that made me upgrade my video card. I had been running a Radeon HD 4830, and it had been a great card and had run everything I'd wanted it to right up until Rohan came out. And I think that was when I moved up to the HD 7000 series. Lots of updates. Haven't played for quite a while due to Mom's cancer. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your mom being ill. Tulkas grew up with this game. It is awesome. You are correct. It is awesome. If you're a lonely Ed, bug oog for great kin. Okay, Mandalay. Although I think there's somebody in your kin who doesn't like me very much.
None of this seems useful, friend. Except... Oh, now wait a moment! This record tells of a mighty axe, Ziegelberg, forged at the heart of fire.
Wow, chat's finally getting active. Good. Singer says, I'm sure the upgrade fixed Warsteed combat for you. I started October before The Hobbit came out. What a year that was. Or what year was that? Started my new journey in Lothar after 5 years. Feels good to be home. Uger says, Ed is making things up, Mandalay. That's impossible. I think I'm likable. Mom passed January, lasted 2.5 years. When your doc tells you to get a colonoscopy, do it. Warsteed combat, ugh. That is good advice, actually. I was supposed to get a colonoscopy this year and had to put it off.
Ruin would have loved to have seen this place.
Mrs. Mustafa suffered kidney failure and is a dialysis patient, and she took all of our available cycles for going to the doctor. She also spent 5 days in the hospital with pneumonia, and she has special vascular construction in her arm called a fistula for dialysis, and it occasionally gets clogged or collapses and needs to be opened back up. Okay, there we go. So, because of some other stuff we had going on, I had originally scheduled it and then had to cancel it. And didn't get back around to rescheduling it. I could probably go ahead and do that now. Yep, medical stuff you learn when relatives get sick. Just go liquid 3 days before. Honestly, the liquid diet is way worse than the procedure. Freaking Jello for 3 days. Okay. Kraleb Zathar is the library where I was before. Flimsy torch.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
That's one of the other fun parts about hanging out in Lotro stream. There aren't too many other games on Twitch where the community would be sitting around talking about colonoscopies. I had the procedure 2 weeks ago and I'm freaking out as I am immune compromised. Edith Eldora says Jello is too sweet and broth is too salty. Blah. Sir, where are you from? Assuming you mean me, I live in Omaha, Nebraska. Maybe you can do the colonoscopy via telehealth, Ed. We could do it live on Twitch. I can stream it. I'd make a bowl of beef broth last all day, but would rather deal with that than get cancer. Gatorade is fine, but no red dye. How's Lore Master for a solo new player? Pretty good. Although I think if you're brand new to the game, your best 3 classes are Guardian, Champion, or Hunter. They're pretty easy to play solo. And you can learn game mechanics pretty well. I think the casting classes, Minstrel, Lore Master, or Rune Keeper, would be better as a second or third character. Burglar is probably a good second character. Warden, you probably want to have 2 or 3 characters under your belt. Warden plays differently than most of the other classes. Bjorning I haven't played. I don't know anything about that. Minstrel I mentioned already. Captain is more of a second or third class. It's got a lot of support options, but it's not that intuitive for a new player. You don't really understand what the buffs and debuffs do until you get kind of deeper into the game, and then it makes more sense. New games, I always start with Hunter. Tulka says, and your name is Mustafa? Yeah, he was in a Clint Eastwood movie. My real name is Ed. Big Ed Mustafa was a character in the Clint Eastwood movie The Enforcer. It's the one where the mayor of San Francisco gets kidnapped and he gets assigned Tyne Daly as his rookie partner. So, yeah. Ginger says, Wardens are a bit tricky to start. Bjornings are different but still fun. I went Hunter, then Captain, then Bjorning, then Minstrel. Dragon Rider says, I started as a rogue in Diablo, so I started as a hunter here. Burglar is a little slow to start out with, kind of tough, but you get a burglar up into the 30s, it becomes really fun. You start unlocking some of your keystone skills, and it's a good time. We ride for that one place. A fallen plaque. Talk to Bosi. We ride for Bosi. Druid's Fire says the super irony of me not playing Diablo until this year is that my mom has played for a few years as the CD. I played the good old gamers version. My friends with the guy who created Diablo. Sorry, chatty mood self-quarantine is driving me batty. No worries. I was playing D2 on this comp about a year ago. Yeah, it was the funniest thing with the original Diablo Druid's Fire. I enjoyed the game, but I would get deep into it, and I would be playing, and I mean, it's like 15 levels deep, and I'd be down on like level 10 or 12, and I'd play like 2 or 3 levels down, and I'd be so wrapped up in the game I'd forget to save. And I'd get killed, and I'd go back to like level 8, and I was like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I would play Diablo and then put it away when that happened, and I did that over and over for years. It was probably 15 years before I actually bothered to sit down and finish the game, which was quite funny, but oh yeah, it's this way. So that's a thing. And of course, people always mention that Paths of Exile is the Diablo 3 that Blizzard should have made, but thankfully at least somebody did. So that's supposed to be pretty good too if you like Diablo. I've played a little bit of Diablo 3, and it's kind of fun. It's just if you've played a deep story-driven MMO, Diablo is pretty light fare. But, like it's been said earlier, if you're stuck at home for 3 weeks, you can't have too many games to pick from. I gotta go talk to Bori, not to Bosi.
I think you have found the answer, friend. We must find the Heart of Fire and the means
Deep
to
Claws
access
and the Great Delving. Search for the secret opening. Enemies in the Everdark. Long list of shows to catch up on. I have been watching, if you want to pop by my Discord sometime, you guys are welcome. I have several text chat channels, one of which is So What Have You Been Watching Lately, where we talk about movies and TV shows. Another one is called Games People Play, where we just mention what games we're playing or what's coming out that looks cool, things like that. Ski made some funny comments about, I'd mentioned I watched Peter Jackson's Mortal Engines recently, and it was his version of Waterworld or Heaven's Gate or Ishtar, and that based on the ridiculousness of that film, he may never be allowed to produce another major motion picture. It was just so stupid at face value that I couldn't even really appreciate it, even as an excuse to munch popcorn. And I like popcorn, don't get me wrong. But We've had some amusing conversations about movies and shows. Feel free to pop over there. If you hit exclamation point streamer, it should pop a link to my personal channel. And if you go to my personal channel, just type exclamation point Discord, and you'll get an evergreen invite to join it. Everyone's welcome. And what the heck was I even prattling on about? Oh, catching up on TV shows. I've been watching Narcos Mexico on Netflix, and I can't watch it on our TV because when it pops up on the Blu-ray player, the half of the show is in Espanol, in Spanish, and I can't read the subtitles. So if I watch it on the computer, I can read the subtitles just fine. I don't know if it's just that I'm close enough or the background is too bright for the white letters when it comes across the Blu-ray player. But yeah, so I've been watching it one episode at a time late at night. So I've definitely been taking my time getting through that show. Dragon Rider has the expansion to Diablo 2. Thank you, Uger. If you have any viewing or game suggestions, yeah, pop over to Discord and throw them out there. I am going back to the stupid library again.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Oh no, I'm losing loot. I don't know if I care about any of this loot. I can at least sell it. I'll sell some stuff off when I get to Dolphin View. I just noticed I was riding past it. I'm just not smart. Freckles the bear. Like something along the lines of, hey Ed, you should rewatch all the Star Wars and Hobbit movies and give us your latest reviews of them. That does sound fun. You know what's funny about that, Zinger? As I've always said, I thought of myself as a Star Wars fan. But looking back at it, I do not own a single copy of any of the Star Wars movies in any format. Not on VHS, DVD, or Blu-ray. I don't usually go back to rewatch them. Even the good ones. Even A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back. And out of PB&J. The good news is the Coke Zero is holding out. I'm in no danger of running low there. Uger says, read my last message when you get a chance. Okay, scrolling up. A lot of stuff went by really fast. Oh, Dragon Rider mentioned Dungeon Siege and Dungeon Siege 2. I've played all those. And what was the one they made a really bad movie about it? It might have been Dungeon Siege. They made the movie with Jason Statham as Farmer. It was hilariously bad. Is that a Yui Bowl project? Lotro says, we're going to be playing Lotro on Sundays nights right now, Ed? Sorry, I forgot to ask you earlier. Undecided. Fun show to watch is a Japanese variety show called Gaki no Tosaki. I recommend there are no laughing Batsu games. Just look on YouTube. Oh, Snows, you're digging through all the guano. Gungan Christmas special featuring Ewoks, exactly. Wow, Dragon Rider. I really liked the show as a kid on reruns, but never watched Yui Bowl movies. Good advice. Goodbye, Freckles. I've decided that Freckles is no good, and I want Toonces back. Toonces kill. Toonces hits hard. He did about 50% damage to that deep claw on the first hit. Uger says, well, did you tell Ask Ducky about Sundays? No, I was too busy playing Apex with you. I'll send him a PM. We got a couple days to sort it out. Look at my name, so yeah, loved Star Trek and BSG and Star Wars. The lines through that I remember. Battlestar Galactica. I like the Battlestar Galactica remake they did on Sci-Fi Network, but it got really muddled. From season to season, it was like, let's take the storyline this way, and then I don't know if writers would quit or get fired, or if their budget changed. Want to see Star Trek Deep Space Nine? Any good? That's a hot topic for geeks. The rumor is, or the story is, that whoever wrote Babylon 5 took the idea to the producers of Star Trek The Next Generation, and they passed on it, and then Deep Space Nine is supposed to be their ripoff of Babylon 5. So I have no idea if there's any truth to that or not. Wasn't a huge fan of either show. Not that I don't know that they're good or not good, just didn't get a chance to watch them originally, and haven't really gone back. Maybe that's what I need to be doing, is going and watching more of Deep Space Nine and Babylon 5. But I've heard it from consummate geeks that Babylon 5 is the consummate sci-fi series. Lots of political intrigue. It's like House of Cards in space, or Game of Thrones. Hard Hit checking in. Hello, Hard Hit. Druid's Fire says, that's not just a story, Ed, that actually happened. Yeah, like I said, Druid's Fire. I've only heard about it secondhand, haven't researched it, and don't know the details. But, Edith says, I enjoyed DS9, but I was beginning to tire of Star Trek by then. Yeah, that was part of it, too. Next Generation had a really long run. And, boy, if you weren't tired of it by the end of the run, you just hadn't been paying attention. So by the time Deep Space Nine came out, it was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And Avery Brooks, who played the base commander, fine actor, mixing Star Trek storylines with, I'm a single dad in outer space, and here's my lesson for my son that translates to your kids on Earth today. There was a lot of that in Deep Space Nine, I seem to remember. And it was like half science fiction, half after-school special sometimes. Snoring. I loved on Sci-Fi Lex, Farscape, and the Invisible Man. Uger says, Fortnite we don't really talk about after Ed trolled the little kids from that game. It was kind of funny. That kid never did set me up with his sister. Oh, Dragon Rider's been collecting the Babylon 5 CDs. Snorblom, howdy! Druid's Fire says B5 was the shiznit. Pretty much proof it's better to have a singular vision when changing direction every year or two. There was a burnout factor to Star Trek. Yeah, and that was... Like I said, I got the same sense from the new Battlestar Galactica that they just didn't really... They weren't sure on which direction they wanted to go at any given time. It's like, let's make this a thing. No, let's make this a thing. Okay, the humans are fleeing from the Cylons. Okay, the humans found a new planet. Okay, the Cylons enslaved all the humans. Don't they want to murder all the humans? Yeah, but they decided to keep them around for workers, even though they're basically just, Cylons. It's like, do Cylons need to enslave humans? No, but let's make it a plot point. Okay. Now the humans are going to be terrorists to justify escaping from the Cylons. That'll make everybody think hard about if we should be looking down on terrorists around the globe or not. Okay, that's a stupid plot point. Let's let all the humans escape into outer space again. None of that made any sense to me. Oh, and spoiler alert. Bring the papers back. Summoning horn, flimsy torch. I guess we've searched all the nests. I don't see any more glowing nests. I don't see any secret passages. We'll go back to the chamber. You know what? Maybe I can click on what's his name's papers now. If I don't have Toonces running loose, he won't be aggroing everything. Maybe I can get the heck out of here. Galaxy Quest is the best Star Trek canon, exactly. Guys, just an FYI. Never watched Voyager. Enterprise was great, but it was not Star Trek. Haven't bothered with any of the new stuff. Yeah, the other day I had a high-pitched screaming 9-year-old. I ended up playing a 10-minute air horn at him. Had other people in the party cackling. Galaxy Quest is exactly how Star Trek conventions are, except for the spaceship crashing through the wall. Did not like Enterprise. I guess I also consider myself a Star Trek fan, and I don't own any of those on video. It just seems like all of that stuff is always accessible. I don't really need to own it. I can figure out a way to watch it if the mood ever strikes. And I still haven't ordered my copy of Battle of the Five Armies. We ride for Bori. I'm a big blues fan. I always think of the old Robert Johnson song, covered by Eric Clapton and Cream. I went down to the crossroads,
This must
trying
be
to
the
find a
secret to
ride.
accessing the Heart of Fire.
It's good stuff. Oh yeah, I was going to sell a bunch of loot, wasn't I? Okay, let's go sell loot and we'll come back in here. We ride for some vendors out here.
Would that we could procure a trophy from Durin's Bay.
Enterprise would have been better if they hadn't tried to tie it to Gene Roddenberry's world. Yeah, just do your own thing. That's the problem. There's no more original thoughts out there. Nobody in Hollywood's willing to take a chance on anything. Of course, when they do, you end up with something like Mortal Engines. Good gracious. I sold all my barbed carapaces. Traveler Steelbound Loot Box. Make sure whenever you get one of these, you should go to the Lotro store immediately and buy a key to open it. It's basically the way you win the game. Everything in there will be priceless and useful beyond belief. You want to make sure that you savor each one of these that you get. They're just filled with all kinds of good things. Okay, inventory's cleaned out. Let's go talk to Bori. Inventory management could be an Olympic event, plus it's socially distancing friendly. That's true. You could break down those relics. It's on my list. Wasn't there a Cleopatra 2000? Mortal Engines. It was Peter Jackson's most recent movie. And the premise is there's a nuclear war, and afterwards cities basically get moved on top of giant tanks, and they drive around fighting each other, and the big cities end up devouring the smaller cities. Sort of like annexing done with extreme military precision. It's basically a big steampunk. I have a word I was going to use that I won't use since it's Lotro stream.
But still, we have
But
no
it's
idea of its
supposed to be like this epic steampunk movie, and it's mostly just ridiculous. Bring the rotting pages to Broger.
I do not have time for riddles. There's too much to be
Defeat
done.
goblins among
I
the Silver
have
Team
an
loads.
What if
Collect
the goblins
crude
have found
maps.
a heart of fire?
Alright. We can do this. No, Ed, you're wrong. Not those ones. It's the 120 boxes that drop embers. Nice. Well, just for fun. Oops. There it is. So if you haven't yet had the chance, you can check out the trailer for Mortal Engines right there. And now you'll know why you never have to worry about going to see another Peter Jackson movie ever again. Plus, since he is listed as an executive producer, that means a lot of his own money probably went into this film. So not only will he not be directing any more movies, he's probably dead broke. I'm sure it lost a bunch of money. My tune was at the 21st Hall. Awesome. The Hobbit cured me of that. Singer says it's like Starship Troopers, but with a lot less bugs and much less epic. I actually enjoyed Starship Troopers. I think I actually do have that on I've got it on DVD. I don't think I've got it on Blu-ray. Silvertine loads. I think I can get there fast enough. It has everything on Blu-ray. Nah, I kind of quit buying movies. I had a bunch of movies that I just never watched. In fact, I meant to pack them all up and go sell them to some place that buys old movies. But when I first got my DVD player, it was like, I need stuff to put in the DVD, and I would just buy crap. It's like, and then I'd be looking at it on the shelf, and I'd be like, why did I buy this stupid movie? And then, like, when they were first trying to move DVD players, it'd be like, buy a DVD player, and you can get 5 free movies. So I've got, like, copies of movies that I didn't like in the first place, but they came with the Blu-ray player. City of Angels, U.S. Marshals. It's like I never want to see those movies again. Although pre-plastic surgery Meg Ryan is pretty hot. What else? A Perfect Murder?
You mean Murder, She Wrote?
Nobody likes Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote.
Nobody likes that show.
Murder, She Wrote.
Gwyneth Paltrow and Michael Douglas? In fact, that might be an early movie. I don't remember if Viggo Mortensen's in that or not. I might be thinking of a different actor. Ed, you don't have to distance yourself in the game. Ah, you missed me, dude. I was right behind you. I'm sorry. Let's go find D. Are you near the Dolphin View? I was just basically rambling while I was on my way to go check out the Silvertine Mines. Where's D? Where did he go? I'm sorry I missed you. He was in Crimson Tide. D liked the show. D was saying hi. Oh, you're at the 21st Hall now. Okay. Oh, heading to Dolphin View now. I'm heading to Silvertine Lows. Just following the epic storyline. In fact, I'm pretty sure there was a shorter way I could have gone. That's okay. Oh, no. It says I'm in the loads and I got a quest banner flashing.
Honey, I think I'm gonna work from home.
That is fantastic news. I guarantee it's not because you don't have enough computer or internet bandwidth.
I don't.
Mrs. Mustafa is rocking my old Ryzen 7 1700 with 16 gigs of DDR 3000 and an SSD boot drive and a GTX 1063 gig, and not Uger's old card, but one I had. And she mostly just watches YouTube videos and edits photos. But I was working on her old computer, and I was like, oh, this thing's pig slow. She needs a new PC. And then I thought, if anybody's going to get a new PC, it should be me. So I built one for me and then gave her that one. I think I need to fight orcs or goblins down on the central platform. I think that's a thing. Don't worry, you have time. Ed will stop at every pile of logs that somehow made its way in random places underground. There you are. Howdy! We did finally run into each other. Ponton Finberry checking in. Hello, Ponton. We've missed you on Apex. Ponton is a very good Fortnite player, and we talked Ponton into playing Apex with us, and has smartly stayed away. That game has a way of kind of eating your soul if you're not careful. Hold on, heading back. Probably that beast can play Minesweeper on ultra high quality. You're not wrong. Nima says, hello, looks like the game has changed since I've played. A lot of new content, actually. Big Mordor expansion last year, Minas Morgul this year. Lots to see and do. I know I'm picking up the wood zinger. I don't need it. Obsessive compulsive. Excuse me. Pookie, do you know what night it is? Yep, I'm dead. Nope. I landed okay. Where is Toonces? And more importantly, how do I get back up? Save me, Toonces! There we go.
Oof.
You poor thing.
Exactly.
Do you want me to quit playing Lotro so I can rub your feet?
Yes.
Too bad. Now who's funny?
Remember, I watch you in your sleep.
I know. And you prepare most of my meals. Having everyone home is messing up your sleep. I can believe that. These chili and lime Pringles pack a bit of a punch. I'll bet. I ate something a few weeks ago. I think it was Doritos? I don't remember what it was for sure. Mrs. Mustafa bought some chips that were just smoking hot. Maybe we need to work our way down. That could be a thing. Do you remember me complaining about some chips you bought a month or two ago, honey? She's not even listening. Might have been Sriracha Doritos?
Jalapeno something.
Nah. Wasn't expecting it to be that hot, but they were right towards the upper end of my threshold, yeah.
Because you're kind of a big whiny puss.
Yeah, kind of a big whiny puss. I'm sure your next husband will be a lot tougher when it comes to spicy food. The Forgotten Treasury. Come, Toonses, we ride. So we're going to goat our way on out of here. What's that a door to? The Way of the Smiths. I've not yet unlocked that. So I got 2 crude maps. Oops, wrong chat, and yeah. Ooger, don't be getting your chats mixed up. Ooh, a crude map. It's a sneak attack from Toonses. So a few weeks ago I'd mentioned that Mrs. Mustafa had never had Dinty Moore beef stew before, so we bought some at the store for her to try. I think she liked it. She bought more. Some of the other delicacies that Mrs. Mustafa likes, she is a big fan of Spam. And has been having Spam and eggs, honey?
Spam and eggs and noodle.
Spam and eggs and noodles, like on the TV commercial.
Exactly on the TV.
Ooh, a crude map. Ginger likes Spam. She says Spam is good.
Spam is good, Ginge. Spam is good.
So I just murder a couple more goblins. I'll have this pretty well put away. Are you on Discord? I am. Oh, actually, you know what? I've got Discord up. I'm not in voice chat. I was playing solo tonight, so... Did you want a voice chat, Ginger? I can pop in. I'm now in general chat. Ginger generally doesn't swear too much as long as she remembered her Tourette's medication, so she's always welcome in voice chat. Ginger is having trouble typing. No worries, you should know where to find me. Nice. Zinger says, Spam is like the cockroach of canned meats. Mix Spam and Cheese Whiz and pimento spread. Add a little milk to blend and spread on rolls or crackers. It's like a ham and cheese dip, basically. That sounds pretty good. You should go make some of that right now, sweetie.
No.
Was that a dragonette? It's a diseased dragonette. Let's go kill it. There's a Slayer deed for these things. Oh, I'm at 91 of 100 too. I'm close. Come for the adventures in Middle Earth. Stay for the spam recipes. So here's a general question for chat. Do you like spam? Have you never tried spam? And if you like spam, what are some of your favorite ways to eat spam? Everybody in chat should be able to at least answer one of those questions. Inquiring minds wish to know. A friend of mine from Puerto Rico says they do that all the time there. Oh, it sounds great. Ginger, I cannot hear you, and I'm not sure why. Oh, you're in the wrong channel. There you are. Hi, Ginger. Ginger, I cannot hear you.
Hello?
Hi. Now you can hear me. I sound fabulous. Wrong channel. There you are. Hi, Ginger. Ginger, I cannot hear you.
Did you move me?
Yeah, I moved you.
Okay. But yeah, I smacked my hand against the wall today and it's not working well, so.
Ouch.
Yeah, typing is not fun.
So what's your favorite way to eat spam, Ginger?
Just fried and thrown between some bread.
Spam sandwiches.
Either that or just sliced cold.
Zinger says, actually not sure I've ever knowingly
You
eaten
don't know
spam.
if you've eaten spam, Zinger?
D1969 says, spam musubi. I fell in love with it in Hawaii. Mandalay likes spam on pizza. Says, spam musubi. I fell in love with it in Hawaii. Mandalay likes spam on pizza. Says, spam musubi. I fell in love with it in Hawaii. Mandalay likes spam on pizza. Snorblom says, and your voice is on delay. That is weird. What happens is Ginger's listening to the stream, and the voices are playing through her speaker, and then the microphone's picking them back up. So you get to hear us twice. The voices are playing.
Okay. I can either listen to the stream or I can listen to Discord. I'm getting an echo.
Yep.
Okay.
Spam
I can either listen to the stream or I can listen to Discord. I'm getting an echo.
Yeah.
And no Ed when I'm listening to Discord.
I can either listen to the stream or...
You can't hear me in Discord?
The kings of Ireland in the 5th century had come near to a dead crown opponent and seemed to know who the true king was. They say if the true king put his feet up, all blood. It also had the power to give strength to the leader to help him solidify his rule, and in some cases to heal if that was necessary.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit here and be.
Well, I'm glad you're here anyway, Ginger. You doing some questing of your own?
Just gonna sit here and be.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here anyway, Ginger. You doing some questing of your own?
Just gonna sit here and be.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here anyway, Ginger. You doing some questing of your own?
Just gonna sit here and be.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here anyway, Ginger.
Okay.
Delarfin checking in. Hi, Del. Tell her to mute Twitch. Gal I work with is from Hawaii.
Oh, they love spam.
Oh, yeah. Singer says, wow, so many eds. Now that's a pandemic. Hey, just because it's true doesn't make it nice to say, Zinger.
Is Zinger playing with you?
Nope. Zinger's just hanging out in chat, chillaxing. No, I don't think we're going to find any more goblins to kill down here. Probably need to go back up to the other level.
Oh, look at these meerkats.
Well, Dee lived on the big island. House is under lava. Sold it, but it was a nice house. Grotbog. I have to kill lots of everything at some point. There we go. Toots has made it up the stairs without aggroing anything else. So far, we've been very fortunate. Nebraska gets very few instances of lava flow. Not a lot of volcanic activity here. Those Slayer deeds in Moria take a lot of time. Man, nameless ones, trolls. There are plenty of them that are just no fun. I would think not, but huge snowstorms. Yeah, we get those. And tornadoes are a thing. Although it seems like for the last couple of decades, the tornadoes have mostly moved north and south. I don't get that many anymore, not like when I was a kid. the town still talks about, I think it was May 5th, 1976. There was a big triple-tailed tornado that moved right through the center of Omaha and just wrecked everything. Just created this huge swath of destruction. And I think like every year on the anniversary, the local news channels roll out eyewitnesses to recount their harrowing tales from May 5th of 1970. It's that big of a deal that I can remember the exact day. Nice job, Tootses. Mandalay says, God, I know about snow. We had a really mild, dry winter this winter. I think we've gotten most of our snow just in the last 2 weeks. I'm in Arizona now. Moved from Puna 5 years ago. Mom found out she had that cancer. Now going more than likely East Coast now that she's passed. Back in the day when Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt used to compete with Carrie Elwes to catch the big one, exactly. Stuck at home for 2 weeks. Mandalay was born with skates on. I don't think there's much down there. Ice skates or roller skates? I'd assume ice skates. Mandalay's that familiar with snow. Both. Ooh, another dragonette. How close are we? Oh, not as close as I thought for some reason. Just have to kill one more stupid goblin. Where's he going? He's not going to make it. All right, we'll ride out of here. Zinger says, we had a pathetic winter in southwest PA. Under half an inch this time. Yeah, it was dry. Of course, as much flooding as we had out here last year, dry is probably not the worst thing. There are a lot of towns in southwest Iowa that are still rebuilding. Including Hamburg, Iowa, which is where my friends dragged me to the gentleman's club for my birthday party, or bachelor party. Hate to think of all those college girls trying to support themselves who can't make a living because the Missouri River washed away shotgun genies. The thought of that loss is almost too much to bear. Big Bro made Rinkin by every winter and we played hockey. Yeah, just pretty casual about it. Also, the recommends start the channel to make money to help mom. Something to do as I'm disabled and always up to comments about what I could do better. I need to go this way. The best is when you fall asleep on stream. That brings them in droves. Yes. We ride for Broger.
These maps do not tell me anything.
Take them to Bosie. Okay. What if I can get Toonces to jump down the well so Toonces can be well traveled?
My cousin might not see the answer, but I do. 'Tis very simple, my friend.
Talk to Bosie and travel with him to find Narclab. We can sure do that. All right. Well, I think it's about time to call it. I am at a good stopping point. I very much appreciate everybody who's here hanging out with me tonight. I hope you all stay safe, have a great weekend, and I should be on my personal channel. Hopefully I'll get a chance to see you all soon. I am going to go raid Feared Lance, who is a streamer out of Singapore. Very entertaining fella, playing Lotro. So let's go say hi to Feared, and I will talk to y'all very soon. And if you're not following Feared Lance, shame on you. Throw him a follow. Very good guy, and has been away from streaming for a little while, and is just back. So, Avoiding Wheel, didn't get a chance to say hi to you earlier. Welcome, and take care, everybody. See you this weekend.